In this video, we are going to discuss 50 technical interview questions which are generally asked in the interview of production or quality control department. So let's start the video. The very first question, what is readability of the measuring instrument? And the answer is, readability is the ease with which a reader can understand a written text. So here you can see the display of measuring instrument. So readability is nothing but the user should be able to read the reading very easily, and that is known as readability. Next question, what is the accuracy of measuring instrument? And the answer is a measure of how close the reading is to the true size, that is known as accuracy. So this can be understood with the help of these three different diagrams. So in the first diagram you can see 4 different measurements are taken. Now those 4 different measurements, they are very close to each other, that means they are very precise, but they are not close to the true reading, that means it has low accuracy. In second diagram, those 4 readings, they are very close to each other and they are close to the true reading, that means those readings are highly precise and highly accurate. Now in the third diagram, those 4 different readings, they are scattered, okay, they are not close to each other and at the same time they are not close to the true reading, that means the observations has low precision and low accuracy. Next question, what is random error? So the random error in the experimental measurements are caused by unknown and unpredictable changes in the experiment. Okay, so they are caused due to the unknown and unpredictable changes in the experiment. In general, we can classify the error as systematic error and random error. Systematic errors is due to the inaccurately calibrated instrument, whereas random error is due to the careless in making readings or records and due to the wrong technique. Next question, why tolerance are specified? So the tolerance are specified because it is not possible to manufacture a size exactly, and that is why the tolerance is provided. The term tolerance refers to the difference between the upper limit and lower limit of the dimension. Now here you can see the diagram. The different dimensions are shown in the diagram. So the tolerance is specified by the round circle. Okay, so here the dimension is 10 plus minus 0.5. So plus minus 0.5, that is nothing but the tolerance. The maximum limit will be 10.05. 10.5 and the minimum limit is 9.5 and the tolerance is plus minus 0.5. Next question, which is the most important characteristics of a measuring instrument in general? The answer is repeatability. So the repeatability is the closeness of the agreement between the result of successive measurement of the same measurement carried out under the same condition of the measurement. So this can be understood with the help of this diagram. Now here 10 different observations are taken. Now in the first diagram, those 10 different observations, they are scattered and they are not close to the true size. Hence, it is an example of bad repeatability and bad accuracy. Now in the second diagram, those readings, they are scattered but they are close to the true reading, and hence it is an example of bad repeatability and good accuracy. Now in the third case, those readings are not scattered, they are very close to each other, but they are away from the true reading. Hence it is an example of good repeatability and bad accuracy. Whereas in the fourth diagram, all the reading, they are very close to each other and they are very close to the true reading. Hence it is an example of good repeatability and good accuracy. Next question, what is the relationship between the sensitivity and range of the measuring instrument? So the relationship between the sensitivity and range of measuring instrument is inverse relationship. Next question, what is the nature of systematic error? The answer is, the systematic errors are regularly repetitive in nature. Now, the systematic error is consistent, repeatable error associated with the faulty equipment or a flawed experiment design. You can classify the systematic error in 3 categories, that is observational error, environmental error and instrumental error. Next question, What is the precision of measuring equipment? So the answer is the closeness with which a measurement can be read directly from the measuring instrument. That is known as precision. This can be understood with the help of this diagram. Now again 4 readings are taken. In case of first diagram, those 4 readings, they are very close to each other, but they are not close to the true size. But this is an example of highly precision because the readings are very close to each other, okay, but they are less accurate. In second diagram, again 4 readings are taken, but those 4 readings, they are very close to each other and they are close to the true reading. This is an example of high precision and high accuracy. Now in the third case, those 4 readings, they are scattered and they are not close to the true size. That means this is an example of low precision and low accuracy. That means the precision is nothing but the closeness with which a measurement can read directly from a measuring instrument. Next question. Which of the following instrument is most accurate? Now you have 4 choices, that is vernier caliper, monochromatic screw gauge, optical projector, mechanical comparator. And the question is, which of the following instrument is most accurate? The answer is optical projector, which is basically used for measuring the profile of the gear tooth. Okay, so an optical comparator or the profile projector is a device that applies the principle of optics of the inspection of manufactured part. Next question. What is the use of surface gauge? So here you can see the surface gauge, and it is basically used for laying out the work accurately. Next question. What is parasitic error and how it is caused? Okay. So the parasitic error is nothing but error in computation. So the parasitic error is nothing but incorrect execution of the measurement. Next question. What is the use of feeler gauge? The answer is it is used to measure the thickness of the clearance. So here in the second diagram you can see the image of feeler gauge. It will have different blades and it is used to measure the thickness of the clearance. So in the first diagram you can see there is a clearance in between the cam and the follower, and that clearance we can measure with the help of feeler gauge. Now work is usually required to be held in a vertical position for laying out. For this purpose it is clamped to what? So it is clamped to an angle plate. So here you can see the angle plate, and the angle plate is used for holding the work in a vertical position. Next question. Which device is used to check the thickness of light gauge sheet steel? Okay. So which device is used to measure the thickness of the steel sheet? The answer is micrometer. So here you can see the micrometer. The steel sheet is held in between the anvil and spindle, and we can measure its thickness with the help of main scale and the vernier scale. Next question. What is the sensitivity of measuring instrument? The answer is the smallest change in the signal that can be detected, that is known as sensitivity. So a measure of change in output of an instrument for a change in input. High sensitivity is desirable in the instrument. Sensitivity must be evaluated together with the other parameters such as linearity of the output to the input, range and accuracy. The value of sensitivity is indicated by the transfer function. Next question. What is optical flat? So here in the diagram you can see the optical flat at the top and the test piece at the bottom. Okay. So an optical flat is nothing but an optical grade piece of glass lapped and polished to be an extremely flat on one or the both sides, usually within a few tenths of nanometer. They are used with a monochromatic light to determine the flatness of the other surface. So the optical flat is used to measure the flatness of the other surface. Next question. What is the principle of alignment? So the answer is the axis of measurement of the scale or other dimensional reference should coincide. That is nothing but principle of alignment. Next question. The thread micrometer measure. That means what is the use of thread micrometer? So it is used to measure the effective diameter of the thread. So here you can see the thread micrometer, and with this instrument we can measure the effective diameter of the thread. Next question, V block is used in the workshop to check. So it is used to check the roundness of the cylindrical work. So with this diagram you can understand. So the V block is used to check the roundness of a cylindrical work. Next question, what is repeatability of a measuring instrument? So the answer is the capability of indicate the same reading again and again for a given measurement. That is known as repeatability. That means it is nothing but a capability of the instrument to indicate the same reading again and again. Okay. Next question, what is the purpose of racket screw in a micrometer screw gauge? Okay, so here in this diagram at the last you can see the racket screw, right, and it is used to maintain a sufficient and uniform measuring pressure. So whatever work or the workpiece you want to measure, that is held in between anvil and spindle, and then with the help of racket screw we can apply the sufficient uniform pressure so as to measure its thickness or the diameter. Next question, external taper can be accurately measured with the help of. The answer is sine bar and slip gauges. So here you can see the sine bar, and with the help of sine bar we can measure the external taper. Next question, a sine bar is specified by. The answer is it is specified by the center distance between the roller. So here you can see the sine bar, and it is specified by the center distance between the roller. Next question, which instrument can be used to check the profile of a gear? The answer is optical projector. So here in the diagram you can see the optical projector. It works on the principle of interference of light, and with this instrument we can measure the profile of the gear. Next question, the M and E system in metrology are related with the measurement of. The answer is surface finish. The M and E system in the metrology is related with the surface finish. Next question, the advantage of vernier caliper over the micrometer is. Okay, so what is the advantage of vernier caliper over the micrometer? The answer is it can be used to make both inside and outside measurement over a range of size. Okay, so with the help of vernier scale we can measure outside dimension as well as inside dimension. So while measuring the outside dimension we can hold the object in a lower jaw, whereas while measuring the inside dimension we can measure the workpiece with the help of upper jaw. Next question, the combination set can be used to. So what is the use of combination set? Okay, so the combination set is used to check the angular surfaces. Next question, why surface plate is usually made of grey cast iron? Okay, so here you can see the surface plate and why it is made of grey cast iron. The answer is because it provides lubrication due to the graphite flex. Next question, optical gauge works on the principle of. Okay, so the optical gauge works on the principle of interference of light. Next question, define the error of measuring equipment. Okay, define the error of measuring equipment. The answer is the difference between the measured value and the actual value. So error can be defined as the difference between the measured value and the actual value. Next question, what is the use of universal surface gauge? So here in this diagram you can see the universal surface gauge, and it is used for layout work and inspection. Next question, what is the accuracy in the measurement? Okay, so it is an agreement of the result of a measurement with the true value of the measured quality. That means how close you are reading to the true value, that is nothing but accuracy of that measuring instrument. Next question, how the two slip gauges in precision measurement are joined? So there is a process for joining the slip gauges. While carrying out the measurement activity, you have to join different slip gauges. Okay, so what process is there? The answer is ringing. So ringing is the process of sliding two blocks together so that their faces bond. Because of their ultra flat surfaces, when rung, gauges block adhere to each other tightly. Okay, so here with this diagram you can see the ringing process, and the two slip gauges, they are joined together with the help of ringing process. Next question, what is the use of plug gauge? So basically the plug gauge is used to check the diameter of the hole in the workpiece. So the use of plug gauge is to use the internal diameter of the hole in the workpiece. Next question, define the term allowance in limit and feet. So the allowance is nothing but the minimum clearance between the shaft and hole, that is known as allowance. So the allowance can be defined as minimum clearance between the shaft and hole. So here in this diagram you can see the allowance. Again you can see the maximum clearance. So the maximum clearance is nothing but the maximum dimension of the hole and the minimum dimension of the shaft, that is the maximum clearance. Whereas allowance is the difference between the minimum dimension of the hole and maximum dimension of the shaft, that is known as allowance. Next question, ISA tolerance system consists of following number of quantities of tolerance and grade of fit respectively. The answer is 16, 21. So in ISA system there are 16 tolerances and 21 grades of fit. Next question, surface roughness on a drawing is represented by which symbol? So the surface roughness on the drawing is represented with the help of triangles. Okay, so there may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles, and depending on that triangle you have to maintain different surface roughness. Next question, which instrument is used to check the diameter of a finished turned shaft? The answer is micrometer screw gauge. So here the shaft is described with the help of a red color, and you can determine its diameter with the help of micrometer screw gauge. Next question, which instrument is used to determine accurate centering of the work mounted in an independent chuck? So here you can see that the workpiece which is mounted in the chuck. Okay, and we have to mount it accurately. The centering has to be done, and that centering can be done with the help of dial gauge. So here you can see the dial gauge, and with the help of that dial gauge we can mount the workpiece accurately inside the chuck. Next question, which of the following is not angle measuring device? The options are angle plate, sine bar, bevel protector and angle gauge. So the answer is angle plate. Angle plate is not a measuring instrument. It is a fixture for holding the workpiece in a vertical position. Next question, to check the diameter of a twist drill with a micrometer, the measurement must be taken across. The answer is margin of the drill. So here in this diagram you can see the margin of the drill, and if we want to measure the diameter of the twist drill, so we have to hold the drill bit over the margin with the help of a micrometer screw gauge, and then we can determine its diameter. Next question, straight edges are used to measure. The answer is flatness. Okay, so whenever you want to measure the flatness, you have to use the straight edges to measure the flatness. Next question, what is the purpose of Eden rule? So here you can see the Eden rule, and its purpose is to calibrate the slip gauges. So it is used for the calibration purpose of the slip gauges. Next question, what is the use of bevel protector? So here you can see the bevel protector. So the answer is to measure the angular measurements. Next question, what is clinometer? Okay, so the answer is the clinometer is used to measure the height of a tall things like building, flagpoles, trees. Okay, so a clinometer is a tool that is used to measure the angle of elevation or the angle from the ground in a right angle triangle. You can use a clinometer to measure the height of a tall things that you can't possibly reach to the top of flagpoles, building, trees. Next question, what is the use of autocollimeter? So here you can see the autocollimator. So an autocollimator is an optical instrument for non-contact measurement of angles. They are typically used to align the component and measure deflections in optical or mechanical systems. Next question. Wickman gauges is used for the inspection of, or what is the purpose of Wickman gauge? So here in this diagram you can see the Wickman gauge, and they are used to measure the screw threads. Okay, so the purpose of Wickman gauge is to measure the screw threads. Next question. What causes the secondary texture or waviness or micro error on the surface? The answer is vibration and non-uniformity of the cutting process. Okay, so due to the vibrations in the machine tool, you will not get a good surface finish. Okay, so it causes the waviness over the workpiece. So here you can see the waviness, and this is caused due to the vibrations in the machine tool. Next question. What is the function of transducer? The answer is to convert the primary signal into more useful quantity, usually an electrical impulse. So the purpose of the purpose of transducer is to convert the primary signal into more useful quantity. And the last question is, what is the purpose of master gauge? What is the purpose of master gauge? The answer is, it is a standard gauge for checking accuracy of the gauges used on the shop floor. So the measuring instrument, as you are using it day by day, its accuracy get reduced. So we have to calibrate it, right? And it can be calibrated by the master gauges. So the purpose of master gauge is, or the master gauge is nothing but a standard gauge for checking the accuracy of the gauges that is used on the shop floor. So thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you.